The silent crisis is breaking men everywhere, but almost no one dares to speak about it. Brother, there's a collapse happening right now across the world. A collapse so quiet, so subtle, and so disguised that most men don't even realize it's happening inside of them. It's not political, it's not economic, it's not technological, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's identity level. It's the collapse of modern masculinity. And if you don't understand what's actually occurring beneath the surface, you will think your struggles are personal, when in actuality, they are generational. You will think your frustration is circumstantial, when it's actually structural. You will think your overwhelm is unique, when it's universal. And you will think your failures are due to lack of effort, when really they are due to lack of alignment. Let's break this open. The post-COVID aftershock. You see, COVID didn't just disrupt the world, my guy. It recoded men. Overnight, structures that held men up, routine, rhythm, clarity, connection, purpose, collapsed. Men were isolated. Men were distracted. Men were numbed out. Men were spiritually sedated. Men were pulled into their screens and out of reality. Men were cut off from brotherhood. Men worked from home but lost their homes emotionally. They ran businesses but lost their confidence. Men survived, but they did not rebuild. And while the world moved on, most men never recovered. They just pretended. They buried in the drift. They buried in the shame. They buried in the disconnection. They buried in the emptiness. They buried the fear that they might not be the man they once believed they were. Brother, I've seen this pattern across thousands of men. COVID weakened the masculine foundation, and AI is now shining a spotlight on that weakness. The world is testing men faster than they can adapt, and most are breaking under the pressure. So what is this era of artificial strength? You see, modern men have mastered the art of looking strong while being spiritually fragile. They present confidence but feel lost. They project power but feel exhausted. They show success but feel suffocated. They act decisive but feel directionless. They talk big but pray small. They hustle loud but suffer silently. This is the epidemic no one wants to admit. Men are becoming artificially masculine. All image, no identity. They build bodies but no spirit. They build businesses but not marriages. They build wealth but not legacy. They build brands but not character. They build strategies but not surrender. They build speed but not sight. And the cost is devastating. So why are men breaking? Let me tell you the truth, what most coaches won't say. Men are breaking because they're trying to lead in a world that requires a new level of masculine power without ever being trained in it. They want to lead their families, but have no spiritual foundation. They want to lead the businesses, but they lack systems. They want to lead the teams, but lack conviction. They want to lead themselves, but lack alignment. They want clarity, but their minds are cluttered. They want revelation, but their spirits are numb. They want confidence, but their identity is fractured. They want peace, but their lives are filled with chaos. They want direction, but they're drowning in noise. They want power, but they're disconnected from the source. And then AI hit, and it exposed everything. AI did not break men. The truth is, it revealed them. AI is not making men weaker. It's revealing how weak men already are. Because when the world accelerates, the men without a foundation collapse first. AI is amplifying overwhelm, anxiety, comparison, frustration, disorganization, lack of purpose, broken systems, weak leadership, spiritual drift, and emotional numbness. Men who lack structure and spirit are being outrun by their own businesses. Men who lack revelation are being drowned by information. Men who lack identity are being swallowed by algorithms. Men who lack brotherhood are fighting alone and losing. This is the collapse, a collapse no one sees until it hits their marriage, their business, their purpose, and their soul. So why is warrior still standing? Brother, while modern masculinity is falling apart, warrior men are rising. Not because they're perfect, not because they're special, but because they live by a code. Because they lead with alignment, because they use systems, because they build identity, because they walk with God, because they commit to the core four, because they fight alongside other brothers, because they access the anointing, because they build businesses on the Warrior Business Bible system, because they integrate AI inside order, not chaos. Warrior men don't collapse, they evolve. And this is why WarriorCon 5 must happen now. Not next year, not when things calm down, not when life is less busy, now. Because the world is in a free fall, and you need a spiritual, operational, and emotional upgrade to survive the next chapter and dominate it. So why is WarriorCon 5 a turning point? See, WarriorCon 5 is not about hype. It is a reset button men have been begging for silently. Over 3 days, you will rebuild your masculine identity, reconnect to God with the prayer stack, gain spiritual sight for 2026, install the Warrior Business Bible, bolt AI onto your company with precision, realign your marriage and fatherhood intention, reestablish your warrior habits and rhythms, resurrect your leadership fire, rejoin the brotherhood, receive your next assignment as a man, husband, father, and king. This is not therapy. This is not motivation. This is not self-improvement. This is masculine resurrection. Brother, I felt it, even quietly, the fatigue, the drift, the overwhelm, the frustration, the numbness. It isn't weakness. It isn't failure. It isn't shame. It's simply this. You've outgrown the man you used to be, and you haven't stepped into the man you're called to become. WarriorCon 5 is where that transition happens. This is where the collapse turns into the calling, where the drift turns into direction, where chaos turns into clarity, and where masculinity becomes anointed again. Early bird ends December 1st. Move now. Let's rebuild your business, your family, and your life. Secure your ticket to WarriorCon 5 now.